Hello, in front of me I have TCL 60 SE NXTpaper, and in this video I'm going to show you the productivity tricks on this device. Alright, so let's begin with the sidebar feature. Let's turn it on first. Let's open up the settings and let's type sidebar. Simply click on that. Click right in here and make sure that it's enabled right in here. We can also change the launch method. It can be gesture or the handle launch. You can see the difference right in here. So now basically we have this thin gray bar right in here that we need to slide to open up the sidebar, but we can also enable the gesture launch. For that we need to again perform the slide move, but we need to hold our finger on the screen for around half a second to launch the sidebar. So let's open it up, and in here we have a few things. So we have the writing assist, for example, smart voice memory, but they are not for the productivity. For example, we have the split screen and the floating window mode. If you want, you can click on edit and add all the things that you want into that sidebar. For example, the floating window won't be here normally. You need to add it into your sidebar from this window. Then click on done, and now everything is saved. So for example, let me show you how the floating window works. Let's open up the two apps at the same time, or actually even one is enough. Let's open up the notes, just like that. Now let's open up the sidebar. Let's open up the notes, and now let's use the sidebar to open up the floating window, just like that. And now, as you can see, my app has been successfully opened in the floating window. So I can still do my stuff on my device. I can do anything that I want. I can, change my settings. I can surf the internet, and I still have my notes at hand in a floating window. If you want to maximize the floating window, click right in here, and now we are in the full screen once again. You can also change the position of the floating window on the screen. Simply grab those three dots, and now you can place the floating window anywhere that you want. So let's say I'll put it in the top left corner. You can also adjust the size of the floating window, I think. Yeah, simply grab on the edge of this window, and then you can adjust the size. So that's the minimum, and that's the maximum of the floating window. And remember that you can always do your stuff in the floating window. So even now I can create a new note, I can do my stuff. Now I can quickly get back into my stuff that I'm doing on the phone. So the floating window is a pretty cool feature, I would say, for productivity. We can basically multitask. Okay, but now I want to turn it off. And now let me show you how to open the things and the apps in the split screen. So let's open up at least two apps. It can be calculator, for example, and let it be those notes. Okay, now let's open up the smart sidebar, and in here we can open up the split screen mode. And now our screen has been successfully split in half. So now on the top we have our notes, and below we have our calculator. I can count all my stuff that I want, and I can quickly switch into the notes. I can create a new one and type basically almost at the same time. So again, it's pretty good for multitasking. If you want to adjust the size of those windows, simply grab this thin bar right in here in the middle, and now I can also adjust the size of those apps. So now the apps, I did too much because now it opened it maximalized the window, so only the notes remained. Also, from the recent apps you can also enter the floating window or the split screen mode. You can simply click right in here, and you can open up the split screen mode, just like that. So now let me show you how to adjust the size. So let's say in that way. So now the calculator is simply bigger than the notes. And now the notes are bigger than the calculator. And remember that you still can count and take notes. So that's how it works. It's pretty cool for multitasking. And of course, the whole sidebar option is also good for example, saving time. In here you can even add some of the apps that you can quickly launch. So let's say I'll add the YouTube, the messages, for example. Let's click on done. And now let's say I'm doing my stuff in the Google Chrome, I'm surfing the internet, and I want to quickly open up the messages, for example. So open up your sidebar, boom, click on YouTube, and now we are in the YouTube already. So it doesn't take much time, and it boosts your productivity and simply saves time. So it's pretty cool feature, I would say, this smart sidebar. Okay, and the last thing that I want to show you is the Gemini, which is basically the AI. But first, let's open up the settings. Now let's scroll down until we find the advanced features. Now power key. Select the long press, and now in here select the digital assistant, because defaultly it will be the power menu, I assume. So make sure that digital assistant is enabled. And now how to use the AI? Basically any way that you want, because you can ask questions to him, give him tasks. You can do anything that you want. So let's say I don't want to waste time on surfing the internet in search for recipe for dinner. That's an example. I can quickly ask the AI for a recipe. So let's say I want to eat some pasta today, and I don't know the recipe for it. So I'm going to ask the AI for help for the recipe. So let's hold the power button, and we can, when we launch the digital assistant, we can use our normal keyboard, or we can use the voice commands. So I'll show you how it works. Give me a recipe for pasta, please. Now release the finger from the power button.
Here are the top search results.
And here we have some few pasta recipes. Simply find anything that you want. And remember that you can use the AI to do basically anything for you. And maybe now let's try with something else. Maybe let's ask him some question, maybe not about the food, but we want to know, I don't know what, when the first phone was invented, let's say it in that way. So let's ask the AI to get answer. When was the first phone invented?
First basic phone in 1849, and Frenchman Charles Bousseau devised a phone in 1854. Alexander Graham Bell won the first US patent for the device in 1876.
And as you can see, we have our answer. We have also the information to try out the Gemini. We can click on try now. And basically the Gemini is also another AI. You can click on use. And basically it works in the same way as the digital assistant. We can ask him the questions using our voice commands, and we can also type manually. It's completely up to you. And maybe let's try to give Gemini some task. Let's set an alarm at 7 p.m. for example. Set an alarm at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I set an alarm for 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, according to the Gemini, the clock alarm has been set. Now, just to make sure, let's open up the clock, if I'll find it, because I don't know where it is. Oh, okay, here under the tools, let's open up the clock. Now, the alarm, and boom, as you can see, the alarm has been successfully set. I didn't have to do this manually, I simply asked the Gemini to do it for me, and boom, as you take a look. It also saves some time, and you know, you can use your phone only by using your voice commands when you're using the Gemini. So the alarm has been set, boom, everything works just fine. Alright, so that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.